Tonight, the Crimson Tide goes for its 30th victory of the season against the tough Coolidge Colts. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gary Williams, along with C. Roy Robinson of the D.C. Public Schools. We're here to bring you Turning Point Video Productions' continuing coverage of inter-high basketball on DC TV. And tonight, C. Roy, a big ball game again for Dunbar as they face Coolidge.
It's always a big ball game for Dunbar. They got up against Cardozo and they beat them. Now they got to come back and beat Coolidge. A loss tonight would mean they may not play in Cold Fieldhouse, and that's been their goal at the beginning of the season.
Now, Dunbar's played 3 consecutive ball games this week. They beat McKinley twice during the course of the week, while Coolidge had a tough game against Cardozo. They were with Cardozo for 3 quarters. In the 4th quarter, they let up a little bit.
Well, Coolidge is a good aggregate. They've been a good aggregate for the last 10 years. I think if Dunbar has dominated the NIH, Coolidge has been the next best thing in the NIH. I don't think that the 2 ball games that Dunbar has played this week will have that much effect on their legs and stuff, in the sense that they have good reserves and so on. And they're a deep team. And as I said before, they have been there. They know how to win. They know how to win the big games.
When you talk about Coolidge, you're talking about William Burnett, the 6'3" forward guard, and also Brian Pendleton, who's played extremely well in the paint so far this year.
Well, they're a good team. This team goes back to Frank Williams and, of course, Perillo, who's not the coach now. But they have a good tradition. They know how to win, and they're if not the second best or the third best team in the league. They're very close to the top.
As far as Dunbar, you saw them last week take on Cardozo and defeat them. And of course, we talked all year about Michael Smith and Dion Murray. But another man you were high on in that ball game was Romeo Roach, the point guard.
Well, he's about my size, so you can understand that. I talked to Mike last year when he had his point guard left, and he was the number. I think his name was Thomas, and I forget it at this point in time. But the only ingredient that Mike didn't know about last year was Romeo Roach. Romeo was much younger last year, and when he gave his reserve stints, teams tended to try to overpower him. Well, he's a year older, he's much stronger, and he's taking over the floor. And the record that you see, and that's even out in Vegas and where they went, Romeo is got a lot really responsible for that.
So it should be a good ball game tonight here at Dunbar Senior High School as Dunbar Crimson Tide take on the Coolidge Colts. Let's get ready for tip-off. Just getting ready now to start tonight's ball game as the Dunbar Crimson Tide take on the Coolidge Colts. Once again, hello everyone. I'm Gary Williams along with C. Roy Robinson of the D.C. Public Schools. Coolidge comes into tonight's game with a record of 16-4 in the inter-high, 19-6 overall. They're ranked number 15 by the Washington Post. Dunbar comes in at a record of 19-1 in the inter-high and 29-3 overall. They're looking for their 30th win of the season, and they're ranked number 1 by the Washington Post, C-Roy, and 14th by USA Today.
Well, that's a very good ranking for Dunbar, and they deserve it. They work very hard. They practice very hard. They've taken their game on the road to Vegas and other places, so they deserve it. They're a good team.
His starting lineup for Coolidge, number 33 is William Burnett, I should say. And Burnett scored 15 points in that loss to Cardozo. Here comes Kobe Taylor, number 22, who's a transfer from Alonzo Mourning's old school, Indian River High School in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Well, we know he should be all right.
35 is John Stuckey. He'll be the center position. I guess he'll be one of the forwards. The other forward will be Leonard Lee. And the center will be Brian Pendleton, who's played well, as we said in the open.
Well, Coolidge is a quality aggregate. I don't know. I didn't see the ball game against Cardozo, and I was a little surprised about his score, in the sense that Coolidge was still in it, so they had every reason to be up, but they seemed to play flat, at least according to the score. As you said, they were in it for 3 quarters, and then they just didn't play well the 4th quarter. But Cardozo's a good team. We can never get by that fact. They are a very good team. Coach Lindsay has done an excellent job this year.
Well, the Dunbar Crimson Tide starting lineup has just been introduced. It'll be the same lineup we saw last Wednesday night, to say, against Cardozo. The guards will be Romeo Roach, number 12. Number 13 is Dion Murray. The forwards are number 15, Johnny Rhodes, and 21, James Marshall. And the center, the All-American, Michael Smith, number 32.
Well, Mike will get his. With Dunbar, you got to stop Murray, and you got to keep Roach from conducting the floor game that he usually conducts.
Those are the things that Coolidge has to do in order to win this ball game.
In order to win this ball game, they've got to control Murray and Roach. Those guards, I think, played pivotal roles in the game against Cardozo, and they will tonight.
The officials for tonight's game are Tom Cameron. He's the referee. The umpire is Elwood Holland. The medical personnel is Miss Jacqueline Campbell. And here we go. Dunbar in the home white, Coolidge in the road orange. Tip controlled by Dunbar. James Marshall with it. He'll give over to Dion Murray. He'll run the show. Back to Romeo Roach as Coolidge goes into a matchup zone, man-to-man combination. James Marshall. Dunbar's one of the more patient teams in the conference, Leroy.
Well, they're able to play both styles. As you know, last week they ran with with Cardozo, and this week they'll be a little bit more patient.
Aaron pass by Dion Murray goes past Romeo Roach out of bounds, and Coolidge get the ball as we approach 7.5-minute mark in the first quarter.
Now, while they can be patient, I think the run and gun game is a little bit more their personality, though.
Here comes Coolidge, Kobe Taylor. As Dunbar goes to man-to-man. Murray deflects. Now pass inside, and a good block there by Michael Smith on John Stuckey, and the ball goes to Dunbar out of bounds.
Well, Mike, again, is going to try to dominate the inside and going to try to do it early. And I think they're going to try to put Coolidge away early if they can, because they don't need this type of ball game. This is their third ball game this week, so they'd like to put them together to get away early and then go to the reserve.
Romeo Roach gives to Dion Murray. He sees the opening. Now pass inside to James Marshall. A rebound, fought for, regained by Dion Murray. He'll give it to Roach. Roach goes to Rhodes. It's Marshall. They swing it across. Roach with the basketball. Roach hit 3 3-pointers in the first quarter last week's game. Dion Murray inside is called for traveling. That'll give Coolidge the ball. 6 minutes, 50 seconds to go. First quarter, no score early here at Dunbar Senior High School. Here comes Kobe Taylor bringing it across for the Colts. He finds Brian Pendleton and shoots and misses, and the rebound claimed by Taylor, who throws it out of bounds, and it'll go to Dunbar.
Well, they're starting off kind of slow, but this, I think, is to Dunbar's advantage because they are at home, and Coolidge seems to be a little bit tight.
Roach bringing up, calling a play. Goes over to Johnny Rhodes. Roach is 12, Rhodes is 15. Is Michael Smith looking out to Roach. With Kobe Taylor on him, a big height advantage for Taylor. Here's Michael Smith driving the baseline. Missed the shot and rebound claimed by Leonard Lee. Leonard Lee was one of the best tight ends in the inner high. In the West Division, he was all inner high West tight end for Coolidge. Here's Leonard Lee bringing it across. And it passed on by Dion Murray. The outlet to James Marshall for the jam. So it took both teams almost 2 minutes, more than 2 minutes to score, but Dunbar's on the board 2-0. And here comes Coolidge all the way back. Brian Pendleton gets deflected by Michael Smith.
Oh,
here comes the
block.
Crimson Tide. Roach gives to James Marshall. Back to Michael Smith, who trails.
Well, now you see the ability of Smith on both ends of the floor. He made an excellent athletic play with a clean block there, and he got back down on the floor to score.
Dunbar tries to press, but Coolidge breaks it. Here's Leonard Lee. Rebound claimed by James Marshall. Outlet to Michael Smith all alone. Come on, running the floor, Leroy.
Timeout, Coolidge.
And Jarrell Robinson wants a timeout for his Coolidge coach. 5 minutes, 16 seconds remaining. First quarter, Dunbar 6, Coolidge 0.
You saw ample evidence of why he's on his way to Providence. That's why he's going to be an excellent Big East player. He made the block, or he made the hurry down on the other end of the score. He disrupted the shot. The kid had no chance of making it. And then on the other end, he's down for the stuff. And that's moving like a guard.
No question. Ball alone there, and a nice reverse on the jam there. Good body control on that play.
Michael, he works so hard. I mean, I can't impress upon the audience enough that here's a young man who knows what he has to do, and he works very hard at his ball game as he does with his schoolwork. I want to remind everyone that every youngster that you see here tonight has a 2.0 average. That's the reason they're able to be here and play tonight. So these youngsters work very hard at basketball, and they work very hard at the schoolwork.
With 5:16 to go in the first quarter, Coolidge will inbound. And I tell you, this is something that hurt Coolidge against Cardozo early in the week. Coolidge was in the ball game in the third quarter. They didn't score almost halfway through the fourth quarter, and it cost them the game. As
Well, the big difference with Coolidge this year is that they don't have Kurt Smith, who was an All-Met guard last year, and he doesn't have this kind of leadership. Burnett can do it, but he can't do it in the ways that Kurt Smith used to do.
Dunbar gets the ball on the Coolidge turnover as Roach goes for three from the outside, hits it. And he hit 3 of those in the first quarter against Cardozo, makes it a 9-0 Dunbar lead as Coolidge throws it away.
Well, he has arrived. There's no question about it. I hope that some college coach somewhere will overlook the fact that he's 5'4" and realize that they have a basketball player.
Well, he's got another year to go at Dunbar. I believe he's only a junior. And so he's got another year to lead the Crimson Tide attack. Here comes Johnny Rhodes, and the pass is stolen. And here comes William Burnett on the jam. He gets fouled. As Kobe Taylor led the break for Coolidge. And the foul be called on number 15 for Dunbar, Johnny Rhodes. For Rhodes' first team foul for either club in this ball game. 4:35 to go in the first quarter.
Well, Dunbar, they seem to be very intense tonight. This belies the fact that they've played 3 games this week. So they know what the task is in hand. If they want to go to Cole Fieldhouse and they want to go very badly, they have to play tonight up all the way.
Here comes William Burnett for the first 2 free throws. So a 9-0 Dunbar lead with 4:35 to go, first quarter. Coolidge has won 9 of their last 11 ball games. And the only losses in that stretch came to Cardozo and Dunbar. As Burnett hits the second free throw, that'll make it a 9-1 game. Into the game for Coolidge, number 24, Ramon Bruce. Now Coolidge in a press, a 1-2-1-1 zone as Marshall finds Smith, but the ball goes out of his hands, out of bounds. It'll go to Coolidge.
Well, Coolidge surprised him that time and came out with that press, but I don't think that's bothering Dunbar. They broke it very easily, just Mike missed the pass. If you see Coach McLeese rather, he's in this ball game tonight, so he knows what's going on out there and he understands the importance.
Brian Pendleton picks up the loose ball and scores. Pendleton's first field goal for Coolidge. That'll make it a 9-3 Dunbar lead as we approach the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. Deion Murray gives it to Romeo Roach. Roach drives and scores.
As you say, that press will not bother Dunbar. They were patient. They're able to work the ball up the floor, and then we see Romeo Roach on the end.
Roach has 5 points. That makes it an 11-3 ball game as Bruce finds Stuckey, but he's called for traveling.
That was very good help side defense by Romeo Roach. He got down and disrupted the dribble of the opposing player, and he walked.
Here's Michael Smith getting the ball. He'll give it back to Deion Murray. He'll set a play. Romeo Roach is wide open, but he fakes the shot and gets the ball stolen by Kobe Taylor. Taylor looks for an opening, now brings it back out. And Coolidge has to be as patient as Dunbar on offense. Here's Taylor for 3. Rebound batted around, claimed by Stuckey, who gets fouled. And let's see who Tom Camera gives the foul to.
I think Marshall.
Yep, it will be James Marshall. For Marshall, his first and the second team foul for Coolidge, or Dunbar. That'll send John Stuckey to the line for 2 free throws.
Well, we can expect Coolidge to stay in this ball game. They're not going to fold. They're not that kind of team. I think it'll be if any one team breaks, they'll break somewhere around the 3rd or 4th quarter. It should be a tight ball game up to then.
Stuckey makes the first free throw. That'll make it 11-4. Second one is rebounded by Eric Pratt, who's in the ball game, number 11, but he loses the ball to Deion Murray. Gets it over to Johnny Rhodes. Now to Murray, who shoots from 3 and missed from 3, and a rebound to Michael Smith. Smith dishes inside the Rhodes. Gets hacked on the arm, no whistle. And the ball go out of bounds, and the officials say it'll stay with Dunbar. As Kenyatta Massey, number 22, comes in for Dunbar. Grayson Coolidge will get possession. No clear signal given by the officials. Pressed by Dunbar. And Murray steals the pass. Murray goes up and scores. Deion Murray's first field goal, 13-4.
Dunbar's turning up the defense now, and they're going to make make a tail out of him, and they're going to try to blow him away if they can. I think they're going to need to put him away early so they have an easy game.
We approach the 2.5-minute mark here in the first quarter. Here's Eric Pratt with the basketball. He's double teamed to Brian Pendleton. Now to Burnett, who goes inside. Goes up and scores. Correct, that's Kobe Taylor on the drive.
Excellent move.
That'll make it a 13-6. Dunbar 7-point lead, 2:14 and counting in the first quarter. Here's Johnny Rhodes. He'll shoot. Rebound claimed by Bruce. And Bruce will slow it up. Bruce by Romeo Roach. A nice pass inside. So wide open, John Stuckey.
Excellent play by Bruce.
Gives Stuckey 4 points on the night. That'll make it a 13-8. Dunbar's lead is cut to 5 with 1:45 and counting in the first quarter.
That's reminiscent of the problem that Lorenzo Baylor gave Dunbar last week with the penetration in the dish off.
Roach tries to drive inside and gets fouled by Eric Pratt, number 11 for Coolidge. For Pratt, his first and the first team foul for the Colts. Back into the game for Coolidge is William Burnett, number 33. He'll place Eric Pratt. Here comes Deion Murray with the basketball. He'll go by Ramon Bruce. Gets cut off nicely by John Stuckey. Now he'll turn and fire. The rebound claimed by Bruce. Here come the Colts. Here comes Burnett with the basketball. He'll lead a 4-on-2 and count the basket. Burnett's first field goal. That'll make it 15-10 Coolidge lead as Burnett has 3 points on the night.
Well, I think Coolidge has settled down. They come to play now. And I think we're going to have the ball game that I expect. But I expect that Dunbar should win this game, and they should break it open around the third quarter.
Deion Murray hits a short jumper. That'll make it a 15-10 lead for Dunbar as we approach the 1-minute mark in the first quarter. Here's Kobe Taylor. He'll pass inside. He'll find Stuckey. Missed the shot, and the rebound goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Coolidge. Substitutions for both teams. Kenyatta Massey comes back into the game for Dunbar. And in for Coolidge, 31, Christopher Brummett. Now Kobe Taylor drives down the baseline, but he steps on the baseline, and he'll go to Dunbar with 49 seconds to go.
Well, Brummett is the first forward off the bench for Coolidge, and he has, last year even, he was a high scorer in a couple of Coolidge games. So he's a very excellent sixth man. It's like having another starter come off the bench.
Dunbar makes a substitution. Will be number 10, Damon Singletary. And back in for Coolidge will be 42, Leonard Lee. So with 47 seconds and counting to go in the first quarter, Dunbar has the ball and a 5-point lead, 15-10. It's Deion Murray with double team. He'll give to Roach. He'll swing the ball around to Singletary. Over to Deion Murray. He'll shoot from 3 and hit from 3. Deion Murray's first 3-pointer of the night. That'll make it an 18-10. 18-10 Dunbar lead. 24 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here comes Bruce bringing the ball across. Tapping defense applied by Dunbar, and they steal the pass. Here's James Marshall with 13 seconds. Marshall stops, pop, and it doesn't drop. And the rebound claimed by Brian Pendleton. Here comes Coolidge with 6 seconds left. Ramon Bruce in the corner to Leonard Lee, goes up, missed the shot as the quarter ends. We play 1 quarter basketball here at Dunbar Senior High School. Dunbar has the lead 18-10, Leroy.
Well, Coach McLeese is keeping them up. He's keeping them at their ball game. They are going to run and gun if they can. That's their personality. So they're very comfortable in the running game. Coolidge will have to stop Mike Smith from on both ends of the floor.
Scoring totals quickly in the first quarter. Romeo Roach with 5 points. 7 points out of Murray, 2 points out of Marshall, 4 points from Michael Smith. For Coolidge, 3 points out of Burnett, 2 from Kobe Taylor, 3 from John Stuckey, 2 from Brian Pendleton. I want to tell you about a revised basketball schedule we have. And this is basically because of your support that you've given us in the basketball telecast. I want to tell you about our next telecast will be on Sunday, March the 4th at 4:30 p.m. We'll show you one of the games from the Inter-High tournament. That'll be our next scheduled telecast this afternoon, March 4th at 4:30 p.m. We'll tell you the rest of the revised schedule a little bit later on in our broadcast. Coolidge with the basketball as we start the second quarter. Here comes William Burnett. He'll give to Kobe Taylor. Being pressured by Romeo Roach. Said Leonard Lee will find John Stuckey. And the rebound claimed by Michael Smith. He'll give to James Marshall. He'll give to Romeo Roach. Roach brings it across man-to-man defense by Coolidge. Here's Johnny Roach. He'll find James Marshall. Now Marshall in the corner. But he's called for traveling. It's Elwood Holland, the former baseball player extraordinaire from Howard University, and he played in the minor league system, made the call as one of the officials.
Well, Coolidge has to now score, get within 5 points, 3 to 5 points of Dunbar by the end of this half. And if they do that, I think we're having a very excellent ball game at the end of the half.
Well, they won't do it on that possession. They throw the ball away as the errant pass goes out of bounds. Dunbar gets the ball. We approach the 7-minute mark in the first half. Here comes a nice pass from James Marshall to Damon Singletary. Perfect pass in the post.
Well, that shows you how very well coached Dunbar is. For the set play, there's no doubt about it.
As Damon Singletary makes his first field goal, 20-10, Dunbar leads by 10. As Leonard Lee has trouble with his footing and travels. And Jarrell Robinson will make a couple substitutions. He'll bring back in Eric Pratt, number 11, for the Colts, and number 34 as well, who's actually not on our roster, unfortunately. So we have substitutions and Pendleton. That's Brian Pendleton for Colts. James Marshall, and the rebound. Rose his second and the third team foul. Set the lineups real quickly for Coolidge. They have number 11, Eric Pratt. 34 is Brian Pendleton. 35, John Stuckey. 22, Kobe Taylor. 33 is William Burnett. Dunbar has Roach, Murray, Smith, Damon Singletary, number 10, and James Marshall, number 21. Pass is stolen in. Here comes James Marshall with the pass. He'll give to Romeo Roach. But a block in there by Kobe Taylor, but Michael Smith follows up with a jam. He's running that floor so well.
I think that they're going to have to put a man on Smith and just keep a body on him.
Foul call underneath on Damon Singletary. Well, Singletary is first in the fourth team foul for number 10 of Dunbar. And it takes 5 to go into the 1-and-1, so the next foul by Dunbar will put Coolidge in the bonus. We have 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Dunbar has a 22-10 lead. I'm Gary Williams, along with Leroy Robinson of DC Public Schools, here for 2-point video production and telecast of Inner High Basketball on DC TV. Eric Pratt's three-pointer falls short. Yeah. 8 points on the night for Smith.
They've got to put a man on him. They've got to just assign someone to stay with him. No matter what he's doing, don't let him run the floor like that. If he does, he excites the rest of the team and will have a very long night.
Well, Jarrell Robinson of Coolidge called the timeout with 6:02 remaining, and Dunbar has a 24-10 lead. Should they play a boxing one on Mike Smith?
I would do that. I would. One of the better defenders that they have on him, and just off the board. They're not blocking him. It's what happened. He bounds at one end, he takes off, and he's down at the other end. He's
and one man plays on the opposing team. In this case, and the man on my fifth.
Type of zone or can be patient as devastating.
Double team and goes out of bounds off the hands of Dunbar in possession.
Coach makes up early tonight, so that's it. Definitely, this is that thing. So he
game against Cardozo. Derek Pratt drives the baseline and scores. Pratt's first field goal for Coolidge in this quarter. I'll make it a 24-12. Coolidge leads. We post a 5. Dunbar leads. We post a 5.5-minute mark in quarter. Here's Damon Singletary. He tries to find Jermaine Brown, number 11, who checked the ball game. Now Singletary with the basketball. He'll find James Marshall. Marshall to a wide open Deion Murray. Dunbar crashed the boards, and a foul will be called. And that'll be on Ramon Coolidge for Bruce's for the coach. Deion Murray's wide open for 3. He'll hit it. You can't leave a guy that open. (27-12) our score. Dunbar has a 15-point lead. We passed the 5-minute mark in the first half. He'll find Kobe Taylor. Taylor drives and scores on a nice play.
Well, Al McGuire likes to talk about plateaus, and he talks about 5-point plateaus, 10-point plateau. It is a very valid concept. Right now, with the score being the way it is, Coolidge's job is, first of all, to get it to the 10-point plateau and gradually work back to a 5-point plateau so they can get back ball in this ball game. They can't get in, just all at once. They're going to have to work their way back into this ball game.
Kobe Taylor looks for an opening. Now finds James Marshall underneath. Rebound claimed. The pass is deflected. Now picks up loose. Third field goal. That'll make it a 27-16. Dunbar has an 11-point lead. 4:12 to go in the first half of play.
They should play the good defense and try to make the steal okay. Now they should come down and try to be patient, take a good shot, and get it within 10 points.
Romeo Roach. He'll place Jermaine Brown, number 11. So with Dunbar, be Romeo Roach, number 12, 13, Deion Murray, 32, Michael Smith, 21, James Marshall, and 10, Damon Singletary. Ramon Bruce has the ball for Coolidge. He'll join Eric Pratt, number 11. 34 is Brian Pendleton, 35, John Stuckey, 22, Kobe Taylor. Missed shot rebounded by
out as usual.
Here comes Romeo Roach. He'll stop for the three-point arc, get hammered, no whistle, and rebound claimed by John Stuckey. The outlet to Ramon Bruce. Bruce leaves a 3-2, and the pass deflected by Murray into the hands of John Stuckey, but Brian cleans up on the rebound. Pendleton's fourth point of the night, 27-18, 3:23 half.
Well, they're within that 10 points now, and if they just settle down and keep playing, there we go.
Stolen pass. Here comes Ramon Bruce. Looking for his teammates. It's Kobe Taylor. Rebound, fought for and claimed by Damon Singletary. Here comes Romeo Roach. And he's fouled in the near side here by 22, Kobe Taylor. For Taylor, his first and the third team foul for the Colts with 3:05 remaining in the second quarter. Back in for Dunbar will be 22, Kenyatta Massey. He'll place Michael Smith, who leaves so far with 8 points in the game.
Well, Mike should be tired after 3 games this week.
And Deion Murray stepped on the midcourt line. His call for backcourt. So with 3:04 remaining in the
has to stay
foul called inside, and that'll be on number 10.
Coolidge has to be patient at this point in time.
Correction, that'll be on Deion Murray. For Murray, his first, and that'll be the 15th foul for Dunbar. That'll send Coolidge into the bonus. As Eric Pratt and Michael Smith checks right back into the ball game. He'll place James Marshall. So bonus situation, Eric Pratt at the line. His first free throw attempt of the evening. He has 2 points on the night. Rebound claimed by Smith. Smith gives to Romeo Roach. Roach will bring it across. 5'4" point guard. He's only a junior, doing extremely well for the Crimson Tide. He'll give to Deion Murray. Murray tries to find open, now finds Roach. Back to Murray, he's wide open for three. Count it. 3 3-pointers from Deion Murray in this half. That'll make it a 30-18 12-point lead.
There's, to me, in my opinion, the next best ball player in this city, Deion Murray.
Pass stolen by Damon Singletary, who loses it to John Stuckey, who will score. Good hustle on both parts there. Second field goal of the game. 30-20, back down to 10 points.
That was an excellent move by Stuckey. He just was so tenacious that time. He stuck with it, and he made the score.
Goes to 2-minute mark. Singletary, who gets the ball stolen. Bruce will drive, and he'll be called for travel.
Excellent move by Romeo Roach. He had no chance to block the shot at his size, but he asked him on the dribble, and he calls a travel.
Into the game for Coolidge will be number 30. That'll be Domingo. Now the Massey will get called for charging. Nice defensive play there. Brian Pendleton.
Well, Coach McLean spread the floor out there, and it was his intention to use some of the clock. However, it did not work out that way. I think he's going to try to slow it down just for the end of the half.
In the first half, Coolidge has the ball, and they're down by 30-20. Coolidge can get back in this ball game, maybe down to single digits.
10-point plateau. And if they can just be patient this time, take the good shot, get within 7 to 8 points, and go into the half at least at the 7 to 8 point mark, I think they have a very good chance.
Coolidge inbound. Pass inside. Here comes Brian Pendleton, who'll stop and pop. It doesn't drop. Rebound fought for. Taylor, he loses it, and Deion Murray gets the ball.
Good board work. Well, playing an excellent game at this point in time. They're patient, and they hit the boards hard. So this is what they're going to have to do. They just got to, and that's what I think the coach.
Penalty. Claim for John. Fires, missed the shot. And Marshall for an offensive foul as he was harassed by Kobe Taylor, Leroy.
Well, that's an uncharacteristic loss of poise by Marshall. Sure to halftime because he.
For Marshall, as Kenyatta Mack checks in to replace.
Kenyatta is a tremendous leaper, but he doesn't have. Does at the time. So it's important that Marshall's in there.
His own Bruce. Eric Pratt has 6 seconds to go.
That last shot.
Corner is good. On the so
That's
far.
Confident. First quarter, but kind of ball. Dion is a little bit taller. Now, college and around. Think that he should be somebody's Division I prospect.
Okay, so here we go with the end of first half. Let's look at the first half totals. First for Coolidge, William Burnett has 3 points. Kobe Taylor has 6. John Stuckey with 5. Brian Pendleton with 4. Eric Pratt with 4. Total 22 points unofficially for the Coolidge Colts. For Dunbar, Damon Singletary with 2. Romeo Roach has 5. Deion Murray, high score, 16 points on the night, 4 3-pointers in that first half. James Marshall with 2, and Michael Smith with 8 points on the evening.
Well, Murray Murray and Smith, they're playing their game. Burnett, he's not. They need to get more points out of Burnett in order for Coolidge to have a win here. He's their leading scorer, and he's got to put the points on the.
Both with some streaks. Coolidge is lost. Only loss coming to the Crimson Tide Dunbar. They have won. The only loss was the first loss they had to Mendoza last week here on DCT by the score of 84-67.
As I said in the pre-broadcast and the first part of the broadcast, they have a long tradition. Started, of course, by Frank Williams, and then continued Perillo from in the Division I, notably the young man at Nevada, Las Vegas. Also Hodge up at Temple.
Right.
So it is a very rich program. They have and they play that way.
As does far back as Craig to Bo Holston. Smith will be the next on that list.
Well, Michael Smith will definitely be the next on that list, and I think you'll hear a lot from him. You hope, I don't know if it's Deion Murray or Rhodes or Marshall, but they are very excellent ball players. They're very confident. If you notice the last three-pointer, as I say, I would have said sit on the ball, but Deion pulled up, took the shot, made the 3 points, 7-point lead.
Okay, we're talking about the DCTV coverage that's still continuing here on DCTV Channel 34, Video Productions. And part of the reason why we've been able to expand our in-high basketball telecast for this season is because of the support that we have given. We've given here, as you look at the crowd here at Senior High School, good crowd here. But also because of that, because of the crowd of support throughout the whole season, not only in the arenas as well as on. And our first special telecast Sundays. Our first Sunday telecast will be on March the 4th. We'll show you one of the games from the inter-high tournament. And that'll be on March 4th. The game time will be 4:30 p.m. The second game we'll show will be on March 11th, a Sunday, March 11th. It'll be the inter-high girls championship.
There's no question about it. I think that we've been showing boys games all year, but the championship game, you will no doubt see the two best teams in this city play. I won't make a prediction as to who they'll be at this point. The big surprise last year. You may see you may see Antoinette Vincent. You may we have.
Of course, as we tape this game, the tournament has not taken place yet. So it'll be an interesting tournament, no matter who goes in there as the final two. Another interesting ball game will be the game that we'll show on Sunday, March the 18th, which will be the girls' city title game, the proposed city title game. To get the site squared away, it'll be the inter-high champion, the regular season champion, taking on the regular season champion from the Catholic Girls Athletic Association. That'll be teams like O'Connell and Paul VI in there.
Well, you can bet the young ladies in the inter-high, they can't wait. They want to prove just how good they are. They want to put on the show. They've been waiting for this a long time, and it's a credit to both the officials in the inter-high and the Catholic League that such a game has come about.
Well, even though we have 3 Sunday telecasts for you, we also are still going to be on Wednesday nights, every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock here on DCTV Channel 34. Our next Wednesday telecast will be on March the 7th. We'll show you the inter-high boys tournament championship.
That's usually a barn burner. In the past, the last year's game, we had Dunbar and Coolidge, and that was the third game that they played, the rubber game, and Dunbar was the winner of that game on a last-second shot by Donald Ford. So it is usually a barn burner, and if you can't be there, of course, join us on the cable.
And after the inter-high boys tournament championship on March the 14th, it'll be the boys city title game. It'll be at Coalfield House on the campus of the University of Maryland. It'll match the inter-high regular season champion taking on the Metro champion, whether it be Gonzaga, DeMatha, or Carroll.
Well, I've been watching the Catholic League, and I can't say who's going to be there myself because Gonzaga beat DeMatha the other night, and I thought that DeMatha would be fired up and ready to take that game, but they weren't. From the inter-high, well, this game tonight will really decide who our representative will be. If Dunbar can maintain their lead and win this game, they should go because they have the control of the league right now. If they should win, then Cardozo will go.
It could be interesting either way, and if it happens to be Dunbar taking on Gonzaga, it would kind of be a sort of a full circle for us here on DCTV and Turning Point Video Productions, because those are the two teams that started our telecast way back early in the season. And both teams have improved since then.
There's no doubt about that. I really like the young guard at Gonzaga, Avis Willis. He's doing an excellent job along with Churchwell. If it's Dunbar, you know what you're looking at. And if it's Cardozo, believe me, they have done an excellent job this year. Coach Lindsay is to be commended.
Then our final telecast of the year will be the DC Coaches All-Star Game. Hopefully we can have the girls and the boys title games for you here on DCTV. The game will be at 8 o'clock. The DC Coaches All-Star Game will be at HD Woodson. That game will be played on Friday, March the 9th. Game time 6 and 8. So if you head on over there, it should be a good ball game, and all the talent will be there.
Well, I tell you, I'm a substitute here at this mic with you. And when they play that game, I think I want to be in the stands because I don't believe I'll be able to say anything. I'll be oohing and ahhing, and there should be a lot of talent.
It's just incredible. If we look over the year, sort of year in review, and some of the players that we've had during the course of this season. We've had your Frank Martins for Anacostia, your Michael Robinsons for Ballou, Ephraim Carter for Spingarn, Melvin Tootin from Wilson, Eric Parker from Woodson, Stephen Robinson from McKinley. The list goes on and on.
Andre Hall, Cardozo.
Andre Hall, Kevin Gregory, and Jamal Morgan, and plus others from Cardozo, and Eastern Derek Deal, Kelvin Waymer. Just just a sample of some of the talent that we've had this year throughout this whole season?
Well, the youngsters work hard. They are the product of summer leagues, boys club leagues, junior high, and so on. D.C. is a basketball place. There's no question about it. The best programs are in basketball in the country, I believe, are right here in Washington, D.C.
Well, it'd be hard to dispute a lot of that. As in the stands tonight, I've been told that A.B. Williamson, who's the head coach of Howard University, is here tonight and checking out some of the talent here. Of course, A.B. Williamson has a legacy of his own here in the D.C. public schools. He coached at Eastern for so many years, had some city championships, and was one of the first metro area coaches for the Capital Classic.
There's no question. Coach Williamson has a very, very rich tradition in inner high basketball, and I think all of our coaches who come along after him really look up to him and the kind of program that he runs.
We look at A.B. Williamson. Now we move over to the Coolidge bench and talk about A.B. And he is the winningest coach in Howard University history. He's gone over the 200 mark a few years ago, as a matter of fact.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's that long, but he's doing an excellent job, and I'm sure that when he comes to see some of the games in inner high, he's always on the lookout for local talent to go to Howard University. I hope he can do as well as Coach Steve Wilson did in football this year in his recruiting.
So here we go, second half underway, getting ready to be started, as the officials are just hitting the floor. Dunbar was sent out there starting 5. Romeo Roach, number 12, 13, Deion Murray, 15, Johnny Rhodes, 21, James Marshall, 32, Michael Smith.
Well, you can be sure that Coach McLeese told them in the halftime, this game is not over and the season is not over. So we've got 2 more quarters to go. Let's give it all. By the same token, Coach Robinson told them, you're champions, you're winners. Let's go out and play like that.
Dunbar swings the offense around. Here comes Johnny Rhodes. Man-to-man defense. Here's Michael Smith on the foul line. You don't see him do that often.
Well, he's going to have to develop that shot because he'll have to use it in the Big East, I'm sure of it.
Kobe Taylor brings the ball over to William Burnett. He'll stop and hit the bucket.
Now, that's the young man that they've got to get in the ball game for Coolidge. And I'm sure that Coach Robinson has told Burnett to take your shot. You've got to score for us.
Coolidge's lineup is 22, Kobe Taylor, 42, Leonard Lee, 33, William Burnett, 34, Brian Pendleton, 35, John Stuckey. 33-24 our score. Dunbar has the ball in a 9-point lead. Here's Deion Murray. Rebound claimed by Johnny Rhodes on the follow.
Again, Coolidge is not blocking off very well on the boards, and that's why Dunbar has been able to come up with the many offensive rebounds that they have.
Under 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. Dunbar 35, Coolidge 24. Here's Brian Pendleton, who missed a shot, and the rebound claimed by Michael Smith. The outlet to Romeo Roach. He looks up with Johnny Rhodes. Out of bounds.
Very good concept, but the execution was a little off. He tried for the alley-oop that time.
I think another man that Coolidge has to get in the ball game is Brian Pendleton. Pendleton only has 4 points so far in this half, and he needed his offensive rebounding strength to stay in this ball game.
Well, it's indicative of how good the Coolidge team is that two of his best players are having, as I would say, off-night scoring.
Here's James Marshall. Marshall steals the rebound off to Romeo Roach. Past 6.5-minute mark. Here's Roach who'll drive and scoop it up and score. He may be 5'4", but he may play a little bit taller than the size, Leroy.
Hey, I love him.
37-24 as Kobe Taylor shoots for 3. The rebound claimed by James Marshall. Marshall brings it up himself over to Romeo Roach. Roach for Deion Murray for 3. Out of bounds, and it'll go to Coolidge.
Again, Mike Smith had position, and they're not blocking him off, and if they're not going to block him off, they're going to have trouble with him all night, and it will be very tough for them to stay with him if they can't block Mike Smith off the board.
Coolidge has the basketball. They're down by 13. Here's Burnett who'll shoot from 3. Rebound claimed by Leonard Lee. His shot goes away, and the rebound claimed by Rhodes. The outlet to James Marshall. Missed the shot, but Smith there for the follow.
Quality play by Mike Smith. He didn't take for granted that the shot was going to be made. He ran to the other end of the floor, and there he had to follow up.
10 points for Michael Smith. That'll make it a 39-24 Dunbar 15-point lead. Here's Leonard Lee, looks inside to Brian Pendleton, who scores. There's the offense we're looking for from Brian Pendleton.
There's no question. They've got to have it. They've got to come down and play a very quality offensive and floor game.
Here's Marshall, give to Johnny Rhodes, to Deion Murray. Far side, Romeo Roach for three. That's
little big man.
That's Roach's third three-pointer tonight. That'll make it a 42-26. Dunbar 16-point lead. Here's William Burnett, who'll drive and miss the shot. Leonard Lee there for the follow.
Oh, very athletic play by Lee. That's why he's a quality tight end.
Lee's first field goal tonight. That'll make it a 42-24, 28, I should say. Dunbar 14-point advantage. They have the basketball in their home white. Here's Johnny Rose, who'll score.
Well, they're giving a clinic down on the other end in offense. They're running their plays. They're being very patient. They know where they're going to take the shots, and they're doing it.
Brian Pendleton, nice pass inside of John Stuckey, who gets fouled. And let's see who Tom Camera calls the foul on. That'll be on James Marshall, number 21 for Dunbar, his third, and the first team foul for the Crimson Tide in this half. And that'll send Kenyatta Massey, number 22, back in the game for Mike McLeese's Crimson Tide. As Coolidge inbounds with 4:17 to go in the third quarter, and they're down 16, 44-28. Leonard Lee with the ball. He'll go up. Rebound claimed by Smith.
Mike Smith not being blocked off again. No one's putting a body on it.
Here's Roach. He'll give to Johnny Rhodes. As Coolidge is settled back in sort of a 2-3 zone. Actually, it looks like a matchup zone as Johnny Rhodes is found underneath by Deion Murray.
It's a clinic. They are running their plays. They're looking for the first options and the second options, and they're finding the cutters.
And Coolidge calls timeout with 3:49 to go in the third quarter. Dunbar 46, Coolidge 28.
Well, I would think that the coach from Coolidge, Coach Robinson, would talk to his players and tell them that they are being very patient, that they are running. I would put them in a zone. I would put them in a sort of a matchup zone and try to cut off all the options that they are trying to run on them. They're getting their players in the positions they want to take the shot. We noticed that Roach is staying at the three-point line to take his shot. Murray's outside the three-point line. Smith is circling in the middle. So they're just executing their plays.
You look at Coolidge's coach, Gerald Robinson. His first year as a head man, he was an assistant for many years under the late Frank Williams as well as Len Farello.
Well, he's a very good coach. He's also one of the Coolidge football coaches, and he does a very good job. He understands basketball, and if he has the material, he will win.
So Coolidge will send out 33 William Burnett, 22 Kobe Taylor, 42 Leonard Lee, 34 Brian Pendleton, 35 John Stuckey. They have the basketball. They're down by 18. Here's Taylor. Man-to-man defense by Dunbar. Going up is William Burnett. He'll score. Burnett has 7 points on the night. That'll make it a 46-30.
He had to make that shot. It wasn't a very good shot to take, but he made it.
Coolidge putting on the pressure. Somebody has a little tough time with it, but Deion Murray with the basket. The shot no good, and the foul no good by Kenyatta Massey. Here comes Coolidge on the break. William Burnett has nice pass inside to Leonard Lee, who scores.
Bernard is coming on this quarter, and that means that Coolidge should be able to score some points.
Leonard Lee has 4 points. That'll make it a 46-32. Lead is cut to 14. And Kenyatta Massey with the basket. The shot is no good, but the foul is called on Brian Pendleton, number 34, for Coolidge.
Coolidge is trying to trap and press Dunbar, but I think they're going to have a very difficult time with that because Dunbar, they always look for the open man, and they make the very good passes.
For Pendleton, the second foul and the first team foul for the coach of Coolidge. Kenyatta Massey goes to the line. This is the first free throw attempt for the Crimson Tide in this ballgame. Can you believe that?
You know, I didn't notice, but you're right.
Massey makes the first. That'll make it a 48-47, 32, 15-point lead. Massey tries to stretch it to 16. He does so.
Kenyatta, he's a reserve now, and he'll probably he will come on. He's a tremendous leaper.
Kobe Taylor passes inside to Brian Pendleton to shoot, scores, and he's fouled. Brian Pendleton has 8 points on the night. And the foul we called on Kenyatta Massey, number 22. So Massey is second team foul for Dunbar in this half. Pendleton has 8 points on the night. He'll try to make it 9 with a free throw here. As Damon Singletary checks back into the game, he'll face Johnny Rose, number 15 for Dunbar.
I think that's where they miss Marshall in the mix for Dunbar right now on defense more so than on offense, because Marshall would have been in better position to stop that shot.
Pendleton misses the free throw, and the rebound claimed by Michael Smith, and he'll give to Romeo Roach. 2:41 and counting to go.
I expect Dunbar now is going to try to work the clock for the rest of this quarter.
We approach the 2.5-minute mark. Here's Roach, a pick and roll to Michael Smith, who gets fouled on the shot, and the foul will be charged to 33 William Burnett. For Burnett, his first and the second team foul for the Colts. Michael Smith to the line.
Well, that's the young man who's coming in now, Chris Brummett. They need a ball game from him for the rest of the ball game. As I say, Chris Brummett can score. He's had 23 and 24-point ball games. I know last year he did against some very much quality teams. So he's got to get into this ball game. He had a very lethargic first half.
Michael Smith makes the first free throw, hits the second. That'll make it a 50-34 Dunbar 16-point lead, 2.5 to play in the third quarter. I'm Gary Williams on with Leroy Robinson of DC Public Schools. As a mass rebound by Dunbar, and their call for traveling as both Kenyatta Massey and Michael Smith went up for the rebound.
Well, Massey works hard, and of course Mike worked hard, but they were doing their job.
Here's Burnett, gets the inbound pass. Kobe Taylor, they try to swing across with Deion Murray in his hands. We haven't talked much about Deion's defensive capabilities. He's played well defensively tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, if I never say another word about Deion Murray, all you got to do is watch him play. Last year, in both the championship games and the Cole Fieldhouse game, Deion Murray was a dominant player.
Murray with the pass to Damon Singletary. Missed the shot, and the ball leaves Michael Smith's hands. Here comes Coolidge bringing the ball up. Kobe Taylor. Under 2 minutes to play, third quarter, 50-34. Coolidge has the ball and they're down by 16. Here's Chris Brummett, who'll give to Leonard Lee. Lee will stop and...
Well, Coolidge is now within 14. Again, they've got to get into the 10-point level first and then try to work their way back into the ball game. They can't get it all at once.
And a foul called on Kobe Taylor. But number 22, Taylor, his second and the third foul for the Colts with 1:36 to play in the third quarter.
I know Coach Robinson is trying to make something happen with the press, but I don't think that it bothers Dunbar too much. They have too many ball handlers, and they can handle the press very well.
Roach will bring it across the 1.5-minute mark in the third quarter. Roach is wide open. Now pass over to Murray for three. And a rebound claimed by Kentucky. The outlet to Kobe Taylor. Taylor will stop and pop. It doesn't drop, and the rebound by Michael Smith.
A little fast on that shot. They should have worked the ball a little bit to be a little bit more.
Here's Damon Singletary. We'll look for Deion Murray. He'll find him. William Burnett. Inside the baseline, he's fouled. Don Burnett, that'll be his second. Number 33 for Coolidge. And the 14th. With 1:03 remaining in the third quarter.
Again, it's down to within 10 points first, and then you work on in the ball game. They're trying to take.
Murray gets the inbound pass to Romeo Roach. Three-pointer of the night. He had Dunbar lead with 56 quarter. Is for the shot. No good, and a foul called on Roach. Romeo Roach, number 12, his third. Tide.
Dunbar seems very relaxed. They're playing their game. As I say, they're running their offense back, and they're playing very good defense. They're playing very help side defense. He was not Romeo's man, but he was a crossover trying to disrupt the shot.
Lead goes to that'll make it a 53-37. Coolidge can cut the 15 with this basket. They do so. That'll make it a 53-38. Then it leads, makes 2 free throws. 43 seconds. And score. That'll make it a 53-40. Dunbar advantage with under the play in the third quarter. Massey gets the pass. He'll go up and score. Massey goes all the way for his first field goal and he gets called for the foul for Roach's second foul for the Crimson Tide.
Well, you know they have 2 point guards on Dunbar's team. If you notice what I mean, at one time Romeo was overpowered. The immediately next trip up the floor.
Coolidge inbounds with 18 seconds to go. Both teams are 1 foul away from being in the bonus. And the pass stolen by Damon Singletary. The outlet with Deion Murray with 7 seconds to go. And there'll be a call on who batted
the pass.
Seconds to go, and the shot is short. And at the end of 3 quarters, Dunbar has commanding lead, 57-40.
Well, I think we're seeing one of Deion's better games this night. But I tell you, I was so impressed with him last year. Big game, in the championship game, in the game against Coolidge last year when they beat Coolidge in order to known quantities. But Deion Murray stepped forward. He made all of the big shots. He was the glue. He handled the ball. He was just a beautiful guard to watch, and it's a pleasure just to see him back this year doing, again, what I think is as good as any guard.
Of Inner-High basketball on DCTV will be on Sunday, March the 4th. Sunday, March the 4th, we'll bring you the first Inner-High tournament game. Game time for that one on DCTV will be 4:30 p.m. Now, next telecast will be on March the 7th when we'll show you the Inner-High Boys Tournament Championship. That game time, 8 p.m. here on DCTV Channel 34, brought to you by Turning Point Video Production.
Well, Coolidge's task now is to play the good defense. First, get back at least 5 to 7 points. Then they try to work on the rest of the lead, but they can't get it all back at once. And if they try, you know, it's going to be trouble.
Michael Smith with the outlet, and the rebound off the Murray miss goes to John Stuckey. Stuckey passes over to Leonard Lee. Lee's double team now gives it back to Stuckey, who scores. John Stuckey has 7 points on the night. That'll make it a 57-42, Dunbar 15-point lead. Massey finds Michael Smith, who missed the shot, and the rebound claimed by Singletary. Section by Kobe out of bounds to Coolidge.
Well, Coach Smith is really, Coach McLeese is really into the ball game. Even though he has, a 15-point lead now, he's very much into it. He's keeping his players up because he realizes that this is it, and he's not taking any chances.
Well, Dunbar does have one more game after this. They play Eastern in the next ball game. That'll be the final game for Dunbar in the season. So it's still not over yet for them as far as concerned. Here's William Burnett. He has trouble. You find Brian Pendleton, who finds Leonard Lee. Rebound claimed by Johnny Rhodes. He'll give Romeo Roach under 7 minutes to play in this ball game, 57-42. Dunbar has the lead by 15. Here's Deion Murray. He'll give to Johnny Rhodes. Romeo Roach for three. Count it.
He's been in that spot, and he's hit 3 straight three-pointers.
60-42. Dunbar lead with 6.5 to play. Kentucky missed the shot, and rebound claimed by to Deion Murray. He'll bring it across. 20 to play in the fourth quarter. Kenyatta Massey gets double teamed, and there'll be a foul called for Coolidge. That'll be Brian Pendleton.
Well, Coach McClellan on the switch tonight. I guess you can watch it in future. Good job.
Kenyatta Massey goes to the line. He's 2 of 2 of the night. As James, number 2, replacing Michael Smith. 6:16 to play, fourth quarter. To 42 as Kenyatta Massey missed the front end of a Kobe Taylor. Burnett fires. Rebound fought for, claimed by Eric Pratt, who's in the ball game. And the pass goes over to Deion Murray, who'll drive and score.
And although they are down by that many points, they still can't rush down and just take a shot. They'll never.
Murray has 20. The lead is 20, 62-42. 5:41 to play. Pratt shoots. Johnny Rhodes, who scores. Rhodes. 42 Dunbar advantage as Jarrell Robinson calls a timeout for Coolidge.
Okay, we in trouble, there's no doubt about it. But we can't come down and just take any counter shot. If you take a shot, they'll be off to the races with it. It's going to end up in layups. So he needs his team to come down, be patient, work just enough for the good shot, and then go back and play defense.
Once again, I'd like to remind high basketball on DC TV. Be Sunday, March the 4th, in a high tournament game. That'll be shown at 4:30 p.m. on DC TV channel 34. Check out the tournament, some of the other.
Well, and that right?
Right.
Hey, I hope everyone will come out. I mean, will watch that. Come first and watch it on DC cable.
Should be a good course. Of course, as you tournament has not happened yet, but we know it's going to be a fantastic tournament one way or the other. Bruce bringing it across. And a pass is stolen into the hands of Romeo Roach. Pop. Rebound claimed by John Stuckey. The outlet to William Burnett. Burnett leads a 3-on-2. 4-on-2. They hurry. Now both teams get back. Eric Pratt looks inside. Pass underneath. Tries to get out of bounds. It goes out of bounds off to Dunbar. Now in the game for Dunbar will be number 14, Cedric McFadden. He will. Looks like Johnny Rhodes is out of the game. No correction. That'll be see Deion Murray out of the game, I believe.
Well, it's a sign of an excellent coach team by Dunbar. They are hustling very hard on defense and offense. This game was a 1 or 2 point game.
Under 5 minutes to play. Dunbar has the ball on a 22-point lead. Marshall looks inside. He'll find Michael Smith, who goes up, gets fouled. Let's see who Elwood Harlem makes the call on. That'll be on Christopher Brummett, number 31, for Coolidge, his first, and Coolidge is over the limit. Michael Smith will go to the line. He has 12 points on the night. He'll shoot 2 on these free throws. So Deion Murray leading the show with 20 points unofficially on the night. Romeo Roach adding 16 on the evening. So far 36 points between the guards.
Well, I tell you, I say they are good twosome. We haven't seen too much of Brown tonight, but Brown is a pivotal player in this game because he allows Roach to have some rest, and he can also spell Deion Murray.
Pendleton drives the baseline, gets fouled by Johnny Rhodes. For Rhodes is third, and that'll be the 15th foul for Dunbar, and that'll mean both teams over the limit. However, this will probably be a shooting foul as Brian Pendleton will go to the line. Pendleton has 8 points on the night, and he'll shoot his second 2 attempts at the free throw line. He's 0 for 1 so far. 4:39 to go in the fourth quarter. Coolidge cuts the lead to 22 as Pendleton's first free throw gives him 9 on the night. Now the second one by Pendleton. It's rebounded by Michael Smith.
Oh.
He'll give the Romeo Roach.
He's working very hard. He's taking nothing for granted.
4.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Here's James Marshall put that one giant step and into the basket for his 4th point of the night. 67-43. Dunbar has a 24-point lead with 4:17 to play. Here's William Burnett. He'll score. It'll be a 2-pointer. That'll put Burnett in double figures with 11. Make it a 67-45 Dunbar lead. 4 minutes to play. Here's James Marshall. Rebound fought for. Claimed by Ramon Bruce. He looks for one of his teammates. Can't find him. And Sonny McFadden gets the ball. Goes off that Coolidge hands out of bounds.
Well, I feel like Dunbar is feel a little comfortable now. When you see James Marshall takes that shot, I think that it's going to soon be showtime. That's not a shot that Marshall would normally take, and Coach McLeese didn't like him. So I think they feel very comfortable now. There's the Brown also.
Here's Deion Murray for 3. Rebound battled and fought for and claimed by William Burnett. Here come the Colts. He'll lose the ball to Deion Murray. We'll find Johnny Rhodes. Rhodes passes back to Murray, back to James Marshall, misses the jam.
It's showtime.
And the alternate possession gives the ball back to Dunbar with 3:33 to play in the fourth quarter. But again, excellent passing by Deion Murray.
He can do it all. There's no question about it. He can do it all.
Some substitutions. Jermaine Brown, number 11, is back in for Dunbar. And number 32 for Coolidge is Charles Barnes in the game. Here comes Johnny Rhodes. He'll score from the left hand.
I think the next 3 minutes of the game is very important for Coolidge. Not so much in terms of this game tonight, but for the next game and for the tournament. They've got to stay together as a unit. They've got to work hard and just look like they're at ball club.
A 3-point attempt is good by Ramon Bruce. That'll make it a 69-48 Dunbar advantage with 3:04 and counting in the fourth quarter. Here's Deion Murray. Looking inside to Marshall. Marshall finds Jermaine Brown. Back to Murray. He missed the shot and the rebound. Claimed by Kobe Taylor for Coolidge. Taylor dribbles through traffic, goes up and jams. Kobe Taylor was not going to stop for any reason whatsoever on that play. 8 points out of Taylor with the left hand. That'll make it a 69-50 Coolidge advantage as the Coolidge fans enjoy the individual effort by Kobe Taylor. Here's Michael Smith. He'll go up and get fouled. And I think the foul will be called on Pendleton again.
But Dunbar, they're just, this last half and this last quarter, they're just running their plays. They're running their offense. They're getting ready for what they think is a trip to Cole Fieldhouse. So Coach McLeese is telling them, let's go through our offense. Let's tune it up.
Number 20, Keith Johnson, checks back into the game for Coolidge as Michael Smith goes to the line, 1-on-1 situation. 13 points on the night for Smith. 2:29 to go as Smith makes the first free throw. Smith is 4 of 5 on the night. That'll make it 70-50. Second free throw makes it 71-50. 2:29 and counting in this ball game. Pass inside to Pendleton. He'll go up. The shot deflected by Michael Smith. Pendleton gets it back. Over to Ramon Bruce. He'll shoot from 3. Missed from 3, but a rebound claimed by Charles Barnes, who scores his first field goal. 71-52. Dunbar 19-point lead. We approach the 2-minute mark. Deion Murray finds Jermaine Brown, and he'll score. Jermaine Brown on the scoreboard. That'll make it 73-52. 1:56 and counting, fourth quarter. And a traveling call on Kobe Taylor.
Okay, we see some more reserves, but then Romeo's coming back. Coach McLeese is going to tell his team tonight, you played a very good ball game, but we got one more. Do we go to Easton, or are they here?
Well, let's see what happens. Jermaine Brown off the hands of James Berry, number 24, is in the ball game for Dunbar. With 1:46 to go, Dunbar has a 73-52 lead as Dominguez Bundy, number 30, checks back in. Checks into the game for the first time, actually. Now Coolidge running their offense, and the foul call underneath on 24, James Berry, and Mike McLeese for Dunbar didn't like that play at all with 1:38 to go.
As I said, he's been into it all night. And I think he thinks it's important now that you're into this tournament season, you're into the championship games type of season. You've got to run your plays. You've got to stay into the ball game.
Ramon Bruce misses the free throw, and James Berry snares the rebound. He'll give to Romeo Roach. Romeo Roach brings it across.
They're moving the four corners.
They'll spread it out, 1:23 to go in this ball game. Jermaine Brown drives the lane. Missed the shot and the rebound claimed by James Berry. Loses Johnny Rose, who'll bring right back out to Deion Murray. And they'll start again, 1:12 to go. Remember, no shot clock in high school basketball. Didn't take as much time as possible. But James Berry is called for an offensive foul. So Berry hits first. It would normally be a bonus situation, but the player controls, so Coolidge get the ball out of bounds.
As you see, Coach McLeese he's tuning up his offense. He's trying out his four corners. He's trying out his delay game. So he knows what he has to do the rest of the season. He will, at this point in time, with a win tonight, he looks like he's on his way to Cole Fieldhouse, but he still has one more to go.
Ramon Bruce shoots from 3, misses, and the rebound claimed by Deion Murray. Under a minute to play in this ball game. Dunbar has a commanding 21-point lead, 73-52. Romeo Roach now will throw up the offense. And over to Jermaine Brown. Four corners. 35 seconds and counting. Here comes Deion Murray. He'll drive. Give to James Berry. The ball is tied up, and it'll go to Coolidge out of bounds.
Well, I'll tell you, I really like the four corners that he's running. He's got 3 guards out there. He's got all 3 of them that are capable of handling the ball and running the point. So in a tight game situation, he could have a very good offense to run there, especially with Mike Smith in there.
Shot deflected and claimed by James Washington with 22 seconds to go. And Jermaine Brown gives to Romeo Roach. We'll bring it back out with 16 seconds. Here comes Roach. He has Berry and Jermaine Brown working with him. 9 seconds to play. With 5. And Dunbar will win this ball game as Jermaine Brown takes a 3-pointer. Goes off at the buzzer. That'll be the end of the night's ball game. The final score, Dunbar 73, Coolidge 52. I'm Gary Williams with C. Roy Robinson, D.C. Public Schools, and an interesting play by Dunbar tonight.
Well, they just proved what kind of team they are, excuse me. Coolidge is a lot better than that. They're a lot better than that. I think you'll see that in the tournament. Of course, the tournament's going to be in their house, so they're a different team.
So a quick look at the scoring totals. Deion Murray, the high scorer for the Crimson Tide, he had 21 points. He had 4 3-pointers in the night, as did Romeo Roach, who finished off unofficially with 16 points on the night. So 37 points from your guards for Dunbar, one of the key factors in the game.
Well, I'm not surprised at that. I think that Mike has told Romeo to take a shot because he has proved that he can take it. Throughout the year, he's gotten better and better and better. So now the kid that you see playing now, he's been developed all year. It is not just a fluke thing.
The rest of the scoring totals for Dunbar: 15 points out of Michael Smith, 10 from Johnny Rhodes, 4 from James Marshall, 4 from Kenyatta Massey, 2 from Damon Singletary, 2 from Jermaine Brown.
I think Massey did a beautiful job tonight also.
Good on the board, definitely. For Coolidge, 11 points out of William Burnett unofficially, 8 points from Kobe Taylor, 7 from John Stuckey, 9 points from Brian Pendleton, 4 from Eric Pratt, 8 from Leonard Lee, 3 from Ramon Bruce, and 2 for Charles Barnes.
Well, Coolidge didn't get the big games out of Burnett and Pendleton. Therefore, it's a 21-point loss. But as I say, when they go to the Coolidge Fieldhouse for the tournament, I look for a much different team. I think they are very easily the second or the third best team in this league.
Well, Coolidge had that advantage having that tournament at home.
It is an advantage to play at home, but Dunbar, they're going to come in. They're going to be trying to prove that they should win it and should win it all. Also, Cardozo. Cardozo has had to prove every night that we're the team that people are looking at. That we're as good as our record. And so every night they have to prove that. They proved it the other night over at Lincoln when they beat Coolidge by a score similar to this. They proved it by beating Dunbar early in the year. And now, of course, they're within one game of going to Cole Fieldhouse. If they don't go to Cole Fieldhouse, I expect that they will come into the tournament very high, trying to win at least the DC Inter High Championship.
Interesting point about that Coolidge-Cardozo game. I happened to be in attendance to that ball game. Coolidge was in that ball game for 3 straight quarters. In the fourth quarter, they didn't score much in that fourth quarter, and that was the ball game.
Well, I wasn't there, but I would venture to say that they lost again. They weren't patient on offense. They were taking shots out of position. No one was in position to rebound. And then when you do that on teams like Cardozo and Dunbar, look out. They're going to beat you to the other end because they have that kind of team speed.
So Coolidge falls to 16-5 in Inter High, 19-7 overall. Dunbar goes to 20-1 in the Inter High and 30-3 overall. Incredible record.
That's an incredible record. And you got to remember that, 2 of those losses took place out in one of the biggest tournaments in high school basketball. So they took the game on the road. They proved what they can do, and they put on a very good show out there.
And the only other loss was at the Jabbo Kenner tip-off tournament early in the season when they took on Carroll and lost to them.
Well, that Carroll unit is a very good unit. Any team with Lawrence Moten on it is going to be an outstanding team. I would love to see a matchup between Dunbar and Carroll again. It would be an interesting game. I'm sure all the fans would love it. But again, whoever wins, that's who will be there.
No question. It should be a good tournament and a good city title game. Once again, I'd like to remind you, our next broadcast of Inter High basketball on DCTV will be on Sunday, March the 4th, for the Inter High, one of the first round games in the Inter High basketball tournament. That game time, that airing will be 4:30 p.m. And then follow that, we'll have the Inter High Tournament Girls Championship on Sunday, March 11th. Now, the next telecast after our first Inter High tournament championship will be on Wednesday, March the 7th, when we'll show you the Inter High Boys Championship. That'll be on March 7th, game time 8 o'clock right here on DCTV. So we also have the Boys City title game, the Inter High and the Metro Championship, the Girls City title game between the Inter High champion and the Catholic Girls Athletic Association champion. And also we have the DC Coaches All-Star game.
Well, I can't wait to see the girls game or the girls championship because I was so impressed with the game last year when Roosevelt and Wilson. It was one of the most exciting ball games that you would ever see. It came down to an overtime victory with Roosevelt winning, of course, in the overtime. They had 2 tremendous ball players, Tisha Dixon and Prudy. Pat Lee. So Wilson, I thought, was the better team. But they came down in the hands of those two tremendous athletes, and they won it. They don't have that kind of unit this year, but they've been playing pretty well. I look for Coolidge to give Woodson and Wilson a battle in the tournament.
And again, all these special times we've had for inner high basketball this season couldn't have been done without the support of the DC Public Schools, as well as the fans and students and faculty of all the schools. And without that, we thank you all for all the support you've given us. We've still got a little ways to go in this season as far as DC TV and Turning Point Video Productions are concerned. But without your support, it wouldn't help. It wouldn't have been possible.
Well, I tell you, for years people have dreamed of saying, you know, putting the inner high athletes on television. We can't get the local coverage as far as the newspaper is concerned. Donald Huff, of course, he does a good job with the Washington Post. I think this is just wonderful. That's why I'm here now. That's why I come to watch these and to help out if I can. And again, you and Turning Point Production, you're showing the positive sides of these youngsters, and there's so many more positive sides. Well, to borrow a phrase, so many more points of light in the inner high than there is negative. And there's my favorite ball player over there, Romeo Roach. He's saying hi. So again, that's a very, very big point of light over there.
So right now we have the final score: Dunbar 73 and Coolidge 52. We'll hope to get both coaches and some more interviews here at the end of this ball game. Once again, from Dunbar Senior High School, the final score, the Dunbar Crimson Tide 73, the Coolidge Colts 52. I'm Gary Williams. I'm joined by C. Roy Robinson of DC Public Schools, and between us is the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Michael McLeese. And Coach, another big game for you tonight.
Well, there's no question, Gary. It seems like every time we get together, it is a big game, but you're exactly right, and I thought the guys were up for the task tonight.
Talk about your backcourt. 37 points combined between Romeo Roach and Deion Murray.
Well, what can you say? Romeo has been shooting the ball extremely well lately, and Deion, his shot is always going to be there. When they're hitting, and it opens things up for our guys inside, Mike and James Marshall, and of course Johnny Rose can do their thing as well.
Your defensive scheme, we talked about this when you all played Flint Hill. You tried to mix things up. I thought the press maybe bothered Coolidge just a little bit.
Well, I thought the press and our half-court press, I thought gave them some problems, and early on, we were not, we allowed them to penetrate and cut off the baseline. And then in the second half, we went a lot to a 2-1-2 defense, which we wanted them to shoot from the outside. We extended out on them, and I thought the guys played all our defenses real well.
You went deeper in on the bench usually. How much will your bench play a role as you go down the rest of the season, possibly into the NIT tournament and into the city title game?
Well, you know, we have all the confidence in the world in the guys that are on the bench. They know their roles. They know when they come in, they come in to spell a player, give him a blow here, there, or if we're in a foul situation. So, you know, we have all the confidence in the world in the guys who are on the bench. Plus, we're trying to groom some people for next year.
Coach, I noticed that you were very much into the game almost from the beginning. And even with a 17-point lead, I said Coach McLeese is working awful hard over there. Can you tell us what that was about?
Yeah, I'm extremely paranoid. You know, I don't believe it's over until it's over. You know, when the zero's up on the clock and we have the most points, then I feel comfortable. But you're exactly right. You know, you get a couple three-pointers here, there, and an official's call, and anything can happen. So, you know, I was not going to let the guys let down, and that's just the way I operate.
Well, you got one more. That's Eastern next week. What's the outlook there?
Well, hopefully we'll take care of business. We approach this as a 4-game tournament, and we've won 3. Tonight was the semifinal, and our next game against Eastern will be the championship as far as we're concerned. So we'll be ready.
Well, I made a comment that you were tuning up your offense. You ran a clinic there. Can you tell me about that?
Well, I'm glad you feel that way, but our thing was we just wanted to be patient and run the offense and look for every option and take the best shot. We I thought early on we were kind of standing around a bit, and we got a lot more motion, and we got some easy baskets.
Final question, Coach. Talk about some of the other teams. Of course, as we tape this game, we'll have the in-high tournament already played, but talk about some of the other teams in there and how tough it might be in that in-high tournament.
Well, I think it'll be extremely tough because it's a 16 tournament. You have the top 16. Coolidge is going to be there. Cardozo will be there. Ballou. Those people, you know, they on any given night, I think any one of those 6 that are in the tournament can upset you. We're fortunate that we'll be going in with a bye and we won't have to go the first night. And that's always a plus because you come in, you know, a little rested more so than the other teams. So it's going to be a tough tournament, as always.
Okay, well, best of luck to you in that tournament.
Thank you, Gary.
Okay. As head coach Mike McLeese of Dunbar, we'll be talking to Jarrell Robinson, the head coach at Coolidge. We're now talking to the head coach of the Coolidge, Coach Jarrell Robinson. And, Coach, it was a difficult time. I've seen almost from the start.
I tell you, it was a tough game. Anytime you play a team like Dunbar anyway, it's tough, you know, with Smith and Deion Murray. But they also have a lot of other talented players, and they ran the break real well, and they got out on us kind of early.
What was the scheme on offense and defense as far as your game plan was concerned?
Well, what I wanted to try to do was try to get Michael Smith in some sort of foul trouble, but we had to try to at least get the ball down low and punch it inside to Brian Pendleton and John Stuckey. You know, they played pretty good 1-3-1 trapping zone and, you know, kind of kept the ball away from those guys, so we had to take the perimeter shots.
How hard is it, or is it difficult to keep your team focused in a situation like that?
Well, sometimes it's hard because sometimes each player want to do everything individually. So you got to try to get them back inside of the framework, say, hey, look, be patient. I know we're down by some points. Let's punch it inside, try to get some people in foul trouble.
Well, on the positive side, your team has played extremely well as of late, and your only losses have come to Dunbar and Cardozo. That's a pretty good record.
Well, it's a pretty good record being 19-7, and, you know, Cardozo, they're a tough team. Dunbar, they both first place, and playing them back-to-back doesn't help either.
See, Roy?
I know it's been a tough week, Gerald. I noticed you were trying to trap Dunbar. How effective do you think that was?
Well, he had a couple of turnovers. They got to start rushing a little bit. They threw a ball away out of bounds a couple of times, but they settled down, and anytime you put the big boy in the middle to break the press, and you get some easy shots.
Well, the inter-high tournament's going to be your place. Do you think that will have on your team or whatever?
Well, hopefully you think it would have some sort of effect on your team, but we've lost a couple of games there at home, so you can't really say it's the home court. But we're going to tomorrow night. We're going to regroup and get ready for the tournament. Who knows? Hey, we can come out on top and go to Cofield House too.
Well, I noticed you have a new player that led the league. Can you tell us about him?
Well, he's a 3-year player, you know, from Lincoln Junior High. He was out the first half of the season, but he's come on pretty strong and helped us out in scoring and kind of leader.
We asked Coach McLeese this question about the rest of the town within the inner high and the tournament's concerned. You're looking, of course, to win it. I mean, how tough will it be given the other competition in here?
I think it's going to be very tough. Spin going real good. Anacostia. You have Dunbar.
That's Jarrell Robinson from Coolidge High School, the head coach here at the end of this ball game. Final score: Dunbar 73, Coolidge 52. I'm right now by Robert Gray. Charge of athletics here at Dunbar Senior, along with his staff. And Mr. Graves, a lot of people may not have heard of that title. Charge of athletics. What's that job?
Well, basically, sir, my job is to support the principal and make sure that the program run as smooth. We have Afrida Bogans from Bennings Elementary. On my left, we have Mr. Ricky Kelly from Shaw Junior High, Mr. Gerald Grimes from Dunbar Senior High, Miss Jackie Brown from Ellington High, and Gary Green from Ribaud Junior High.
Quick question: what does it take to get all these people from all these different schools to get together and work these games?
Well, it takes a lot of work and teamwork, and we work as a team.
Okay. What does that job entail as far as security is concerned?
Well, it's just a lot of work. You know, I'd rather not go into detail about it because I haven't talked to my director about it.
Okay. We thank you all for your help in our telecast. So 37 points between the guards. Dion Murray and Romeo Roach give Dunbar a final score of 73-52 here at Dunbar Senior High School. C. Roy Robinson, and your final thoughts on the game.
Well, it's significant that Coach McLeese, as he said, was working very hard all through the game. He takes nothing for granted, and that's the way they work, and that's the way, I think that's indicative of the kind of team they are. They have one more game, and so, again, if they work hard and if they do the things that Coach McLeese wants, I think that we'll see them in Cole Fieldhouse.
Okay, so the final score, once again, Dunbar 73, Coolidge 52 here at Dunbar Senior High School. Don't forget our very special Sunday afternoon telecast here on DCTV on Sunday, March the 4th, game time 4:30. You have one of the first round games in the Inter-High tournament. And then we'll see you here next Wednesday night, March the 7th, to have the Inter-High Boys Championship, game time 8 p.m. right here on DCTV, Channel 34, brought to you by Turning Point Video Productions. For C. Roy Robinson, our color commentator, once again, thanks for your help, sir.
Always.
And also our executive producer, Joseph Ankum, our camera operator, Fern Carpusas, our audio engineer, Kevin Bynum. I'm Gary Williams saying so long from Dunbar Senior High School. We'll see you at the Inter-High Basketball Tournament.